Morning everyone, thanks for tuning back in, episode 36 today. And I'm going to talk about different setup positions, mainly between the two of standing versus kneeling positions. So just thinking about general exercises, there's a lot of different ways we can set them up and vary them and alter the effect on our body. You know, we can change the resistance, we can change the plane of motion we're moving through, we can change the sets, reps, intensity, and whatnot. But sometimes just changing the positioning of our standing, kneeling, whatever it is, taking a side away, that can take the exact same exercise with the same load and the same number of repetitions and change it greatly there. So common, you're going to see exercises that are standing, and pretty common you're starting to see now is people come into these kneeling positions. We have a half kneel and we have a full kneel. All right, so just talking about the difference between all of them. A standing position is going to be easy for most people to get up into. Obviously, some people have limitations, wheelchairs, whatever. But an able-bodied person, and even sometimes a non-able-bodied person, standing is going to be the most comfortable for them. Some people have a ton of difficulty getting up and down the floor. Maybe it just takes a lot longer than it needs to. So you can get a lot done with standing exercises. And I don't have to be in a square position. So I'm going to choose a Palloff press for all these, just for the purpose of all the different stances. So in a standing position, my feet are a little outside my hips, my knees are bent, kind of at low and athletic. And just taking this here, I can vary the stance positions here, change which foot's in front, stagger them. They're all going to affect how my body is accepting the load. If I'm changing, inside foot back, I'm taking this side of stability away as opposed to having it equal in line. At the same time here, I'm challenging the adductors of the inside leg. So different options for standing positions. But standing can sometimes create some imbalances as well. So we want to put you in these different loads. Okay, so thinking about kneeling and half kneeling. All right, we'll do half kneeling first. What a half kneeling position is doing is I take you down on the one side. So now I've taken away your basically angle of support from this side. So if the resistance is pulling me that way, I now don't have a leg to push off of. So now I have to really pull myself back up, create this strong chain here. It's also less likely, still possible, but this kind of helps fix your lumbar in our position. If I'm up tall and I'm trying to be so great in posture, I might not actually be getting that from a good position. I might just be arching on this lumbar. So usually in a half kneeling position, it's going to be a little bit easier for us to tuck the pelvis, keep the core engaged, and then Palloff press from there. So again, half kneeling position here. Typically, I'm going to take for an exercise like a Palloff, I'm going to take the inside leg resistance away. Okay, so again, just here, now I don't have this angle of support to help resist. If I'm doing a chopping motion, sometimes that's when I'll switch the knees up. That way I can chop through the leg, all right, not hit the knee. So there's your half kneeling position. But again, I like it for kind of creating an asymmetrical imbalance, helping people think about tucking their pelvis, not extending through your lumbar and whatnot. A full kneeling position, it's just going to be a lot of glute activation. If I'm taking out the musculature below the knee joint, now those, my ankle, all the musculature surrounding that can't really help. So now essentially I've taken my ankle joint out of it, my knee becomes my ankle, my hip becomes my knee. So to keep this next joint up in line stabilized, my glute is doing that, all right? But what we don't want to do is kind of come into this crunched, half flexed, hinged position here. I need to be upright, but not upright again where we're arching to the lumbar, keeping the rib cage pulled out, and just doing this, I can really feel my glutes firing, right? Because of both knees being down, you're probably gonna feel different types of pulling or tension in the parts of the hip, the adductor. As I press this, I feel big time the glute on this side, a little bit in the hamstring, my adductors of that inner leg. So changing these different positions, same plane of motion, same resistance, affects how my body has to load the exercise. All right, so start thinking about that. If you're finding that you're in a standing position and you can load up a bunch of weight on the Palloff press and it's just not, it doesn't really seem like it's affecting much anymore, try out these different kneeling and half kneeling positions. Talk to one of our trainers on staff about how to incorporate some different exercises with these different type of loaded positions, and we'll see you next time.